My name is Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. Here's your daily technical analysis of foreign exchange markets. I'm going to start with the euro against the dollar. A second bullish white soldier, also a bullish closing white Mariposa, and a more than suitable follow-on to the previous session's key reversal up. That was yesterday. Overall, this is a continuation of the rejection shown during the middle of last week of the support from the old neckline of the August to September 2020 continuation head and shoulders pattern, currently at 117.17. It's also a second close back up over the middle time, currently 117.82 of the 2021 bearish Andrews pitchfork, and the first close up over the significant June 2018 high at 118.51. Topside, we now have the gently rising long moving average, currently at 118.96, with congestion at lesser Fibonacci levels at 118.87 and 118.97, plus recent congestion at 119.28, before we even start looking at the upper time, currently 119.91. What is interesting to note is that overall this does not affect the bearish incentive promoted by the same bearish Andrews pitchfork. So far today, not much. A little test higher, but as expected the market is wary of testing the long moving average overhead too soon. Cable, aka sterling against the US dollar. A really interesting reactionary key reversal down yesterday, and thus a possible two-day pipe top as well. It seems the broken original November 2020 to March 2021 uptrend, currently 139.04, still has some influence, as it was seemingly this that prompted the turnaround. The move down also closed prices right back below both the short medium moving average, currently 138.41, and the short moving average, currently 138.23. Overall, we are still in between the supremely important lower time, currently 136.31, and the middle time, currently 140.90, of the June to September 2020 bullish shift pitchfork. Now this pitchfork has given the bullish angle of attack of this market since September last year. Finally, just below, we have the newly drawn November 2020 to date uptrend, currently at 137.38, and the rising medium moving average, currently 136.81. So far today, a small continuation lower, warily approaching the newly drawn uptrend, and the associated medium moving average just beneath it, but then a pull back up to almost a doji cross at the moment. Euro sterling. A relief to the recently built up tension yesterday, it seems, though it is all still quite interesting. A bullish long white Mariposa that was also a bullish engulfing pattern, but I take that last point, unusually for me, to be a lesser point, as it was after all immediately after an indecisive spinning top in the previous session. With two of the three targets below now reached, it seems that target X3 in the 84.5 area, the final target on the downside for the descending triangle pattern itself, may be beyond full reach. Ah well, such is the market. You see, we may now have a big pattern developing that will come to fruition later on this week, and maybe next as well. We are currently on with just half a week gone, and with one of those days being a public holiday, we are on for a possible weekly key reversal, looking like up at the moment, right at the bottom of the market. Now if we close on Friday night in New York over 85.5 or under 84.95, then we'd be on. Just be aware, we still have 2.5 days of trading to carry on. And whilst it looks like a weekly key reversal up right now, do not assume anything before Friday night's close. Just be prepared for it. So far today, continuation higher, testing congestion at 86.17 and being wary of the rapidly descending short medium moving average, currently 86.61 from above. Hence the pullback to almost an indecisive spinning top right now. US dollar against the Indian rupee. Originally I spoke yesterday of today's action looking like, and I quote, a seeming immediate countering bullish engulfing pattern, perfectly held in between the upper time overhead and the medium moving average below, end of quote. Well, it was at that time, but by the end of the day the top side had risen enough that we had a key reversal up. Admittedly not a great one, as it was on the back of the previous session's indecisive spinning top, but nevertheless it was still a key reversal up, and more importantly it was a close up over the previously highlighted declining upper time, currently at 73.40, of what had been until then the resilient October 2020 to February 2021 bearish Andrews pitchfork. This latter part is what made yesterday a bit special. It also brought to the fore some speculation on my mind as part of a following pattern may be developing. Now, I said yesterday, and I quote, "Right now it looks like these two may be starting to form a declining wedge pattern between them, perhaps even a possible bull flag. It is too early to say, just some speculation on my part," end of quote. This part turned out to be accurate, as we shall see now. So far today, a large bullish long white Mariposa so far, from a lower opening, though still above the upper time. The market has rocketed higher, up through the 50% Fibonacci line of the September 2019 April 2020 move at 73.68. Also the flatlining long moving average currently at 73.66. The April 2020 to date downtrend currently 73.68. The 50% Fibonacci line of the whole of the 2020 move at 73.84, and the 50% Fibonacci line of the February to April 2020 move at 74.26. Now I've placed target X3 at 74.5. Though it seems a bit superfluous right now. This is a little above the high, and the full potential for the last 2 weeks action being a derivation of my idea of a possible bull flag, bullish halfway hesitation. I will be interested to see where we will close tonight, as it may affect ideas for a possible double bottom idea as well. US dollar against the Brazilian real. Another interesting piece of action yesterday, a follow-on lower from the previous session's bearish dark cloud cover pattern. What was interesting was the market's move down and breach of the rising lower time, currently at 560.08, and then subsequent closure right on the lower time of the recent mid-January to mid-March bullish Andrews pitchfork. As I said yesterday about the middle time overhead, currently at 586.81, and this lower time, and I quote, "Until prices can break out of these two forces, all is moot," end of quote. Well, it seems we are trying to stage that very breakout. Watch carefully. US dollar against the Mexican peso. A bearish engulfing pattern yesterday. On the face of it, an okay sort of pattern, but there is more behind it. It is okay, sort of, because the previous two sessions were indecisive spinning tops. So it wasn't the greatest ask to do so. However, not only was this a bearish engulfing pattern, it was also almost a key reversal down as well, missing by very little it seems. Additionally, and this is important, it was a first close below not only the flatlining medium moving average since late February, that's currently 20, 21, 19, but it was also a close below the possible second neckline, currently 20.03, to the idea of the recent head and shoulders top. Now this last point is still subject to much contemplation and maybe discussion, as the medium moving average could also be seen as a proxy for the neckline. One final point, as I mentioned yesterday, and I quote, "Recent action also leaves the way open for a possible descending wedge, descending triangle, or even a double bottom pattern," end of quote. These ideas now seem to be coming to fruition with what looks like a possible descending wedge pattern. The question now is whether this move lower is a false break or for real. It is all very interesting right now. So far today, a reluctance to move lower, with the market testing back up to the combination of the old neckline and the medium moving average, but not able to successfully push through it either so far. Thank you for listening. This short version broadcast gives essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted with this broadcast. Copyright is Tofpik and ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here comes the final bit.